Advocacy for Domestic Registry Group. Can I have the individuals that want to speak in behalf of that group stand first? We have 3 individuals that will be speaking in regard to that from that group.
My name is Josh Boucher, spelled B-O-S-C-H-E-E. I serve as the president of the board of directors for the Pride Collective and Community Center. Our mission is to create a sense of community and promote education and social activities aimed at furthering the social, emotional, and physical well-being and development of the GLBT community within the Red River Valley. Our organization is very committed to the potential of creating a domestic partner registry within the city of Moorhead. We feel that the creation of an ordinance that would support this registry would allow for all families to be recognized within the city of Moorhead. It would also create an environment in which employers would be able to offer potential benefits to their employees because the city would be recognizing domestic partners for both same-sex and different-sex relationships.
Again, for your notes, my name is Phil Duran. Last name is D-U-R-A-N. I'm the legal director for Outfront, Minnesota. We're the largest organization in the state working for equality for gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender people and their families. Although we're based in Minneapolis, our work is very definitely statewide. It's a pleasure to be back in Moorhead. It's been a little while, and I'm really pleased that you folks are having this conversation here, because I think it's really an important conversation to have. One of the things, when we have talked to other communities, and there are at least 2 other cities in Minnesota that are chomping at the bit to become number 4, one of the questions that they have is, wait, local government, domestic partners, I don't think we can do something here. Is that right? What's the law around that? And there is a law that says that local governments cannot offer domestic partner benefits in terms of health care, health benefits. When you talk about it in the community, that's usually what people are talking about most frequently. I work at Target, I work at Best Buy, what have you. I'm able to care for my domestic partner just as I could for my spouse. Minnesota local governments may not do that, but Minnesota local governments can do anything else. So while that's off the table, a registry ordinance like you're considering tonight is within the scope of Minnesota law. In fact, Chapter 145C of Minnesota statutes has a number of references to registered domestic partnerships. And when that language emerged in the 1990s, the only place where partners could register was in the city of Minneapolis. The registry was created in 1991. It's been functioning now for 18 plus years. And this year they were joined by Duluth in May and St. Paul in July. All of these ordinances are, for the most part, completely symbolic. And I want to make that very clear. But they are important.
My name is Lori Baker, and Baker is easy, but Lori is L-A-U-R-I-E. And I am here as a resident of Moorhead, a taxpayer, a homeowner, a person with a child in the Moorhead public school system, to speak, to ask you to please create domestic partner registry for Moorhead. My former partner and I moved to Moorhead quite a number of years ago now because, in part because of the domestic partner registry that they had in Minneapolis. We were under the mistaken impression that that applied to the whole state. And it motivated us to move across the river, and a decision that I have not regretted. But I want to see Moorhead be one of the communities taking the lead in Minnesota to live up to what I moved here for, to what I expect of the state. That's my plea on behalf of myself as a person and as a resident. I have another hat tonight, and that is as the president-elect of the board of directors of the Fargo-Moorhead Unitarian Universalist Church. And I'm authorized by the board of the church to say that our church supports domestic partner registry in Moorhead. We are a welcoming congregation, and we strongly favor anything that will hopefully help lead to the eventual approval of marriage equality throughout the nation for all gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender people. But in specific, this is one church, one faith community that will loudly support this domestic partner registry. And I think I can say with some certainty that there are others.
Just to the process, I think the city council does best when they have something in front of them that's relatively concrete. And so if we did that and said, and here is an ordinance that we have put together as our example, ultimately it would be visited by the city attorney and fixed according to whatever. And of course, it would be up to the council whether or not to approve it. Most likely, they would put this on a discussion of the committee of the whole first. I mean, you have to think about how it was when you first heard of this. I mean, you have many, many questions. I have a lot of questions when it comes to the dog ordinance, you know, so how much more so than when it involves our very lives. And I'm sure every council member will have questions like this. So you want to provide enough opportunity for them to have that conversation and not just bring it to a cold vote. I don't think that would give it half a chance. So I think something like that, yes, I think it's good to come up with a model of an ordinance that we think says what we want it to, and then move it to the city manager, the city council in an open dialogue. See if that
For
is
consideration.
Why didn't you bring that up before the council? You can bring it up, we can't.
There is no
We can
ordinance.
Bring it up.
Oh, we can recommend this to them as a body. And I certainly can speak to this, but I think that coming from this group, it carries much, much more weight. If this group says there is value in this and we'd like you to consider this, I put a lot of value in this, the people around this table. So if we vote to approve this, I think it says a lot.
So once again, I'm trying to find out kind of what the language would be for a proposal here. Develop language for an ordinance for a domestic partnership to be presented to city council for consideration. Would that fit all of the pieces that we're looking for?
Did you write that down?
I just wrote that down. Develop language. I did. I was trying to piece it together here. Develop language for an ordinance for a domestic partnership to be presented to city council for consideration. Do I have a motion?
Yeah, you do.
So move. And I have a second.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Quite a few.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed or withholding vote? Withholding vote?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
For the same reasons as before.
Motion
Mhm.